Before we get started with the lab today, let's talk about digital calipers and how to use them correctly. I've never met anyone that was born with the ability to use these. I've met a lot of people that thought they were good at it, and along the way I've seen a lot of bad measurements. So typically we're going to turn these on, and they may or may not be zeroed. It's dependent on the last person that used it. So I open the anvils. These are the anvils. I clean inside, and then I close it, and I zero the calipers to have a good starting point. Now I'm ready to go measure something. Typically we have something of unknown size, and we're going to try to determine what size it is. In a quality lab, if I were training a quality inspector, I would give them something of known size and see how good they are at using the tools to measure with. So this is called a 1, 2, 3 block. It's exactly 1 inch thick by 2 inches wide by 3 inches tall. So this is precision ground to a known size within very, very tight tolerances to control the size. So when I open these up and I measure this, I should get 3 inches. If I don't get 3 inches, it's me, it's not the block. So I can practice my measurement method and see what I need to do. I can improve my method. I also have different parts of this caliper to use. If I needed to measure the inside diameter, I've got these anvils at the top. These can fit inside of a hole or a different characteristic. I also have a couple of depth gauges that you might not have seen before. On the back side of these calipers, I can measure. This would be the 2-inch dimension. I can measure that with these calipers in that orientation. This is a depth gauge. If it's not 2 inches, it's me, it's not the block. I also have a depth gauge on the bottom of the calipers. You see the part extending out? This is a depth gauge. If I turn my block to the 3-inch dimension, I could measure through the block down to the top surface of the block, and that should be what, 3 inches? So I'm a little bit off. So these are some of the tools that you're going to use in a lot of our labs, and probably a lot throughout your career.